Let's unpack what the shared responsibility model is. The shared responsibility model defines who is responsible for which aspects of security and operations between the cloud provider and the customer. The scope of responsibility shifts depending on the type of cloud service customer choose, such as infrastructure as a service, which is known as IaaS, platform as a service, which is known as PaaS, or a software as a service, which is known as SaaS. When customer consume IaaS provides the fundamental building blocks like virtual machines, storage, and networking. The customer is responsible for everything on top of the provided infrastructure. For example, if customer is running a virtual machine using Azure Virtual Machines, the cloud provider ensures the VM runs reliably and the hardware is secure. But customer is responsible for patching the operating system and securing any applications they deploy. When customer consume PaaS offers a platform where customers can build, deploy, and run applications without managing the underlying infrastructure or the operating system. For example, if customer is using Azure App Services to deploy a web application, means the cloud provider manages the OS and the runtime environment, but customer is responsible for securing the application, its code, and the data they process. When customer consumes SaaS delivers fully managed applications over the internet. In this case, customer use the software without worrying about the infrastructure, platform, or application maintenance. For example, when using Microsoft 365, the provider ensures the application such as Outlook and Teams are running securely and are updated. But customer is responsible for managing who has access to those tools and protecting organizations' data within them. In short, when it comes to IaaS, customer manage the most, including OS, apps, and data. The cloud provider handles only the infrastructure. When it comes to PaaS, customer focus on apps and data, while the cloud provider manages the underlying OS and platform. And when it comes to SaaS, customers simply use the software. The cloud provider manages almost everything except your data and user access. Let's understand the responsibilities of the cloud provider in details. Cloud providers play a crucial role in securing the foundational aspects of cloud computing. Their responsibilities span across multiple layers and ensure a secure and reliable environment for customers to build and run their workloads. For infrastructure security, cloud providers protect the hardware, virtualization layer, and core infrastructure that form the backbone of the cloud. Cloud providers ensure that virtual machines or storage services are running on well-maintained and secure physical servers. For physical security, cloud providers ensure that the physical data centers housing the cloud infrastructure are secure from unauthorized access or environmental threats. The cloud provider like AWS or Microsoft Azure ensures their data centers have restricted access and are resilient against physical threats. For network security, cloud providers protect the communication network that connect the cloud infrastructure and the customer. For network security, Azure provides built-in DDoS protection for its networks to prevent service disruptions caused by malicious traffic. For operational security, cloud providers ensure that the cloud environment is managed and operated securely on a day-to-day basis. Cloud providers regularly roll out updates to their platforms such as security patches or hypervisor or operating systems. And for compliance, cloud providers adhere to industry standards, legal regulations, and best practices for data security and privacy. AWS or Microsoft Azure publishes compliance reports and certifications so businesses can trust that the underlying cloud meets regulatory requirements. In short, cloud providers are responsible for creating a secure foundation for their customers by safeguarding the physical hardware, infrastructure, and networks, maintaining operational integrity, and ensuring compliance with industry standards. These measures allow customers to focus on securing their applications, data, and workloads while relying on the cloud provider to deliver a robust and secure environment. Now let's understand customer responsibility in details. While cloud providers manage the underlying infrastructure, customers are responsible for securing how they use the cloud. This includes ensuring the safety of their data, applications, configuration, and compliance with regulations. For data security, customers should protect the data they store, process, or transfer in the cloud. For application security, customers should secure applications they build or deploy in the cloud and ensure they don't expose vulnerabilities. For identity and access management, customers should manage who can access cloud resources and what actions they are authorized to perform. For configuration management, customers should ensure the cloud resources are set up correctly to minimize vulnerabilities or misconfigurations. And for compliance, customers should ensure that the use of cloud services meets industry standards, legal requirements, and organizational policies. In short, while the cloud provider secures the foundation, a customer's failure to address their responsibility can lead to data breaches, compliance violation, and financial losses. Taking charge of these areas ensure that cloud usage remains secure, efficient, and legally compliant. It's a partnership where both sides must do their part to protect the business.